Hi guys, Spink here. This is episode 22 of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. I think we're going to send Jeb to the moon this episode. Before I do that, I'm going to need to up the stakes a little bit because things are going too easy. I'm going to put the, let's see, the higher Kerbal cost is sitting at 10,000. Let's raise that to 100,000. No, that's a little high. How about 50,000? 50,000 to hire a new Kerbal, and 100,000 if we happen to kill one. So even that's a little low, but I want it to definitely be something that I try to avoid. Okay, let's see, where are we at? Do we have any visual surveys of the moon or any of those above? Above. Clue. Okay, these are all crew reports. So we should aim for these as part of this mission. Ground-based scanner, explore the moon. We'll get transmit or recover scientific data from space. We'll pick that up. Visual surveys of the moon. Let's see what else we got over here. Visual surveys of the moon. That's on the surface. There's a couple. One that's above. I don't think I'll pick that one though. That's gonna be good. Okay, and also a major goal of this mission is to see how much life support it takes to get to the moon and back. I've got 10 days, I believe, in this capsule for Jeb. Which, if there's a problem, that's not going to be enough for him to, I guess he's got 11. So he's got 10 and a half days of life support and 11.73 before he dies, presumably, is what that means. Let's see. Let's call our mission. I forgot to name the mission. Rename vessel. This is going to be the Magpie 1 mission. Going to the moon. All right. I took the I figured out how to do the additional toolbars and stuff for this, or not toolbars, but whatever. And I took the engine information off of this one and stuck it on this one here. So now these are nice and symmetrical, and we have the engine information centered. I added 2 parachutes to each of these stages. So each of these pair will drop away in turn. This is an asparagus staged vessel here. This tank drains into this tank, and then this tank drains into the center tank, and then the other pair work the same way. So we're going to drop these 2 first, and then these 2 is how that works. Okay, and this should be plenty of juice to get us to the moon. We'll see if that dang it mod kicks in and breaks something for us. So here we go. First Kerbal to the moon, and this is obviously not a landing. We're just going to get there, and do some orbits, and collect some science. See if I can do those visual scans or the crew reports when we get there. I noticed the engine noises and whatnot were a little loud in the previous recording, so I've toned them down a bit. I hope. We'll have to see how that works. This dang it mod doesn't really give us a whole lot of options. Apparently, in addition to the stock professions, we also can, using this, spec our guys up in mechanic and electrician. So, and I think I read that the mod authors were going to do something to take into account the engineer. Whoops, I forgot to drop those. Their chutes popped. To do the engineer profession, or I guess it's a profession. Let's see, bring this down. Keeping an eye on the old thrust to weight ratio. Now you're supposed to drop those stages as soon as they flame out, and I was lollygagging there and neglected to do so. Let's see if we can bring that down a bit. Oh, I forgot to see where the moon was at in relation to where we're at. But anyway, I'll just throw him in an orbit, and we'll transition from there. I put the altitude above sea level, the same value that's here. I put that at the top, and I keep looking at that because that's where my periapsis has always been, or apoapsis. So need to keep. Oh, wait, we're high enough now. We should be getting down this way. Okay, this next pair is already almost done, and we'll jettison those. Now their chutes didn't pop. Oh, because we're above their the altitude at which those go. All right. I'm gonna try to bring this up to about 100, I think, for no particular reason. Just bring this down. Suppose we could throttle up here. We're out of the atmosphere, more or less. Oop. Okay, where is the moon? There's the moon. That's actually not horribly positioned, but doesn't really matter a great deal, because we're going to orbit first anyway. Now it's more efficient if you skip the whole orbit part and just go directly on your whatever the maneuver is called that gets you to the to wherever you're going. But so if we just did our burn totally as far as trying to position to the moon, in fact we probably could at least look at that. Well, we're going to be way in the wrong spot. Don't worry about that. Just quit screwing around. That's way high. Bring it way down in here. How much time we got? 56 seconds. Probably ought to quit screwing around and just do it. Alright, good enough, and punch it. Anyway, because it doesn't show the altitude you're at when you're on this screen here, so I added that over there. Yeah, it looks like we saved 2 of our... oh, that doesn't move. There we go. So we saved this one, which saved us a certain amount of money that we can't tell because I can't read it because the text is in the way. Looks like 3,200 for each of the first 2 stages, or the first pair of... here comes our periapsis out. Hopefully the second pair worked out too. Enough. So that'll save us some fundage, or recover some. Let's see now. I think how you're supposed to do it is about like this. You put the moon off to your right and put your maneuver node down there. I don't know where I necessarily thought that was the thing to do, but it seems to be working out all right. Now this gives us what do we got here? A moon encounter in 1 day, so 1 day to get there, or 1 in day what? Yeah, just right at 1 day, and then a day to get back. So our 10, we probably could make this on 3 days of light support, but I think that might be pushing things. We'll have to see what our total mission elapsed time is when we get back. So make sure we check that. Moon encounter. Sounds like a Disney ride. Okay, and that'll put us at a periapsis. I wonder if we can pull that down a bit. Presumably we want to get there with the least amount of fuel expenditure. Alright. or does that just mean we're going to spend more fuel on doing our transfer? Is that the word? I think this is the transfer. And oops, get over here, dude. And the but turning that into an orbit. If we don't change our trajectory, our velocity in any way, we'll get out of that moon influence and get back into an orbit here. All right, 19 minutes. Now this is 842 meters per second we need, and our current stage has 1,000. So that works out pretty good. Is our the booster part of this is going to get us all the way to the moon, or very nearly there. We might not be able to fully do our orbit with that. And then this part here will give us plenty of gas for farting around at the moon and returning to Kerbal, I hope. What did I add here? I switched over to 2 parachutes for this, which is overkill for just a single capsule, but it you know, since I do have that possibility of chute failure, I probably ought to bring more than one with me. Anything else I changed? I don't recall. We got the 2 life support canisters that were scaled down using tweak scale, and then I used the offset tool to bring them in just a bit. And I did add a battery on the top of this thing, and again I used the offset tool to pull it down so it looks a little nicer. Alright, it's time to use our alarm clock, Kerbal alarm clock, and add vessel rollout. We don't need that. Let's add our maneuver node, 17 minutes. Let's take a look at the stage recovery here. We can see that all looks like parts on stage. Okay. So we got 64% of that one. 64% of that one. And then the other two, the other pair, looks like we gained 63% of those. They would have been just slightly farther away. So that's pretty cool. So that lets us not only now, because we're using, well, I think now because we're using the construction time mod, I think now those parts are going to be available to us again, so we don't have to rebuild them every time. Okay, let's get some time warp going on here so that we can get to our maneuver node. Okay. Good enough. And we need 824, which we have that. Whoa, 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 whoa. I went way past it because I'm an idiot. I don't know what the hell I was doing. What if we just put that directly over our prograde rather than over that thing? Yep. This is a class operation here with everybody paying attention to detail and etc. I think we'll be alright though. Bring that down here. Right there. Stay. Okay. I'm going to kill that and bring it back in just a bit here so I can have a little better control over it. That's what I'm after here. Yeah, so we kind of botched it a bit, but yeah. Okay, so if we put another node right here in another couple minutes and just shifted the orbit over. There, we picked that back up. So that's another 90. So we recovered. Now watch me buzz past it again. Alright, let's fast forward a bit. We just have a little burn to do. All right. Do a little burn. Did that do anything? Don't know if that actually did anything. Did I do it wrong? I don't know what the hell I did. Luckily, I've got plenty of fuel with my overbuilt system. Wait, we're down to 196 meters per second on this stage, so that should be just about perfect. I don't know what I did wrong to why that burn didn't do what it was supposed to do, or what it said it was going to do here. Oh, see, that's why we use the alarm clock. Wait, am I out of gas here? No, why is my engine not working? Uh-oh, something's not right. Everybody still alive? Oh, god damn it, I had it on. Okay, one more time. I still had a little bit of time acceleration on it, which is why my controls were locked. Yeah, I think we can just speed up a bit and make it 2, yeah. That gives us, yeah, 6 milliseconds, or 6 meters per second. We'll try that one. Do we have to set the alarm? We probably ought to set the alarm, because I'm not very smart. Let's give it a 10-second delay. So, this is, I thought earlier today, after that last mission, where I rendezvoused with the satellite and did the EVA and got it back and everything just worked perfectly. I was just thinking today, I'm getting pretty good, getting much improved at this game, and then this kind of thing happens. So, all right, there. Wait, gotta speed it up so we can get the alarm. Bing. Yep, we got the alarm. Okay, good. All right, here we go. Is that right? A little more. I think that's right. Is that right? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So I'm heading out on this. I was looking at the purple one. All right. We actually have semi-competence going on here. We have 189 meters per second of delta V left in the main stage. So I suppose I'll dump it out here so there's less space clutter around here. All right, and we're going to add a sphere of influence change alarm here. There we go. Oh, look at this. Our thrust to weight ratio is changing as we're getting farther away from the planet. Now, that makes sense, obviously, since weight is obviously mass as influenced by gravity, but it's not something I had even thought about. So right now, this rocket that we currently have 189 meters per second of fuel left in is going to have a thrust to weight ratio of like 500 or even more here. All right. Get rid of that. 3 hours. Okay. here comes the moon with these little satellites of, looks like mosquitoes or something flying around it. All right. And here we are. Let's switch our focus to here and start working on an orbit. We want a relatively tight orbit, I think. Bing. What's that give us? Are we? Oh yeah, we're way screwy here. I think that's better. Sorta. All right, so we have an orbit. I'll bring that way in. Let's see. We're probably going to do a lot of spacewalks here because we've got... What was that? I just saw the G-force thing just popped there for a bit. Not sure what that was about. All right, 20. That's good enough. Oh, I just passed my... No, I haven't passed my thing. All right. Trying not to be an idiot, but it's tough. All right. So we're going to slow way down. Did I totally... Yeah. We'll fix that. Well, maybe we won't because with that mission we're going to do to... where are the... did I not pick that up? I thought we had a mission for some moon... research stuff going on here. Yeah, from the space around the moon. Oh, just transmit visual surveys. Yeah, of the moon. Why were those not showing up? I wonder if it's because we're not actually in an orbit yet. Is why they're not showing up. I'm guessing. All right, what are we looking at? 22 minutes here. Let's get this, guys. Let's get in orbit first thing. Good enough. All right, so not going to be much. Get about half of it from the from our main stage here, or our last bit of our boost stage, lift stage, whatever you call it. There we go. Oh, I should have seen what that thrust to weight ratio was. All right. Whoa, look at that. Is that right? Oh, that's still from, okay, that's nothing. Never mind. I was referring to a different body that we were around. That's, I think that's our Kerbal one. Or I don't know. We're getting them figured out here. Okay. Oh, that's in kilometers. I see. That's what I was at. It's like units of measurement and stuff. All right. Get this down to about 30, I think. Thereabouts. Okay, now we should be, what are we at? We're at 2,000 kilometers. Let's bring this up to say about here. And add an alarm. How are we doing on life support? Life support is looking good. Battery is looking good. Mission elapsed time almost 2 days now. Yeah, so this is definitely not something we would have wanted to try without more life support than the than the pod itself carried. Are we in the sun? We're in the sun. Oh, this whole thing is going to be in the sun. That's good. Okay. Close the alarm. And what I wanted to do here, just to stop it here, where's the moon? There's the moon, is to do a spacewalk high above the moon, as it were. Or I don't even know what this is technically going to be called here. Get us so we're turned into the light. Is there any reason not to do this? I cannot think of one. All right, Jeb, get out. Before we do that, do a crew report. In space, high above the moon. You are very proud of yourself for reaching this far. Yes, yes, we are. All right. So now Jeb is out. We should be able to get. I almost hit that toggle EVA suit there when I click this. That would be poor. High above the moon. So now that is biome independent. So that's what we got here. And I don't think we can use our pressure data at all here. No. Okay. Back to, oh, there it is. Fine. Yeah. So we just had to get the orbit established for those to show up. Okay. So we've got 3 of these down here, and if I recall, oh, let's use our new contract window. So from space around the moon, we've already got that one. Let's put a hide on here. Flag on the moon, that's not going to happen anytime soon. Whoops, that wasn't the right one. Yeah, it was. No, I don't know. What did I just hit? Yeah, we don't need that one yet. Flag on the moon. Explore Minmus. So these are the ones that we're actually dealing with right now. So we have, this one is, so all of these are above. So we should be able to get all of these. Okay. All right. What do we got here? Now we need to bring our, oh, excuse me. Oh, pardon me. You know what? I think that orbit is looking pretty good, because that's what we're going to have to be bending down there to get those anyway. So we'll just leave that inclination alone. Bring this guy down to nope, that's a bit low. You're doing it wrong. There. All right. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. But we know better than that. All right. Let's get him lined up on the... Whoa. This thing's a little more maneuverable. Oh. When Jeb got out, the SAS got turned off because there was no one on board. All right. We got more battery power this time, and less things that use battery power. So, oh, speaking of that, bing, got to turn on our lights. Obeying all FAA regulations. And we have our alarm set. So, now this is actually not going to be that much that much different from that mission I did with the probe, doing essentially the same thing, except we're going to have some EVAs along with it. So, but even so, not. There we go. It's stopping, right? It's stopping. Yes. All right. I'm still not entirely trustful of that, because it just can't screw things up the way that I'm used to. All right. this is not critical as far as timing goes. Bringing our apoapsis or our periapsis in? No, our apoapsis in. One of those apsises we have. All right. And then we're going to, since we're on the bright side, whoops, yep, looking in the wrong spot on there, on my little heads-up display. There we go. Bing. More or less. And while we get to there, I'm going to bring this up and grab that guy. Is the plan. Setting an alarm, killing that one. Why is the alarm not going away? Kill warp only, no message. Okay, there we go. So add an alarm. So it'll do its thing when we get to there, or it will tell us anyway. Okay, so we are currently over the highlands of the moon. Let's see. We'll align this guy aiming north, kind of parallel to our, and we're going to have a, oh, let's do a crew report. Oh, can I do a crew report without overwriting it? I can't. Jeb, get out. Alright, Jeb has got out. Now, what first thing I'm going to do is take the data out of there. Jeb. Just kind of getting a little goofy here. We'll store that back in. And we'll do an EVA report. Keep that and get in. Now I think I can do another crew report since I took that out and put it back in. It became a kind of like a different kind of data. Alright, so now, while that's going on, we're going to see if, turn the SAS back on. While we're moving towards our next maneuver, we're going to keep an eye on the biome we're over and see if that changes. And if it does, we'll do another EVA. When I was doing the, oh, I can actually show you that right now. That was pretty cool. The moon probe, the final moments of that. This is just a real short video. So this is when I was doing these missions, and I didn't have enough fuel left. I mean, we didn't have enough Delta V left to do anything, so I was just going to fly it into the planet, and I noticed what it looked like here when it was happening. So I thought, oh wow, I got to turn the recorder on. So I captured the final moments of our first moon probe coming in here. Is that that's the other one. And I thought that was a rather neat look and a kind of a poignant end to our little workhorse here, who gained us about 800 science, and kind of ended with a bit of a bang. So that was our moon probe that we left before. Hopefully that same thing is not going to happen with Jeb, because that would be poor. Alright, we've got 5 minutes and we're still over the highlands. Nothing different is going on. I'm a little leery about doing, oh, we're over the Midlands now. Alright, so Jeb, out. And we're going to do a EVA report, and we're going to take the data, and then we're going to store all the data, and we're getting back in, and I think now we can do another crew. Certainly can. All right. So that's a bunch of science right there. What are we looking at? Oh, we're past time here. I'll see if I can do one of these. I went over because I had to show that video. The 1 minute video. Yeah, it's put us 5 minutes over. It's amazing how that works. Alright. Why did this not come up? because I said it wrong, obviously. Well, hey, how about if we worry about that after the burn? Maybe, you know. How did my periaps... Oh, just the little movement of Jeb on there changed my orbit? Is that what that's telling me? Whoop. Alright. Burn. About right there, I think. Looks good. Okay, and I think we are over time here, so, well, let's get one of these. Let's see if I can get one of them. Oh, power drain is going on. Let's set this to the pro grade. See, there it is right there. We can see it with that little... And it'll start flashing when we actually get over that. There we go. We're entering it. Now we wanted to do a... Was it a crew report, wasn't it? No bother. We're gonna have to overwrite it, but it's the same one. Okay, so that was still in the Midlands, so that got us the visual survey is from the moon in that spot, and gathering with ground-based research scanner. Oh, the inter-orbit around the goal, that part was complete, and then the other two of our guys there were complete. Okay, so we're over time. I probably, well, I don't know if I'll, what do we got, 2 more of these? I'm going to record the additional stuff there, but I probably won't upload it unless something of note happens. But on that note, I'm going to take this episode to a close. Thanks for watching. See you next time.